Hey everyone, we've made it to Module 8, which is our last module for this course. I've been so excited to have you guys in this course, and I hope that you've enjoyed and learned a few different things that maybe help you with your career choices in the future. If not, we have another chapter to cover. Maybe that'll interest you. And if not, there's so many other options to look into, and I just hope that you gain something from this course that does help you in your future. So the last module is going to talk about service members and the aging population, which we have a lot of in our county. So I thought this was a really important chapter just because we talk to a lot of people that have served in the military and a lot of elderly people that live in our county. And I think that this is really something that if you guys are interested in, could really serve well for our county, whether it's Bullhead, Kingman, Lake Havasu, anywhere in between of that. I think it's a really great, again, opportunity to kind of work with these groups of people. So again, go ahead and go over the learning objectives for this module and our read and review. I'm going to have you read two different chapters for this module, chapter 12, which is service members and social work, and then 13, which is the aging population. I know we covered a little bit of the elderly in a previous module. This goes into different issues or problems that the elderly face. And so I thought this was also important to kind of circle back to as well. Not specifically just vets who are elderly, but that could be, or it could be a separate topic entirely. So a few things that I have you guys look over in this module are veteran affairs social workers. So that's social workers who work for the VA. We have a lot of VA, buildings, agencies out here in our area. So if you, again, if you're interested in working with the VA, many opportunities there. And then this one specifically talks about service education and training coordinators. If you want to know more about that, this video kind of talks about what that really means and how that applies to the VA. I think that this one is very important for all of our veterans. This is talking about Veterans Affairs and like the HUD-VAC, which is really trying to find housing opportunities for our vets so they don't end up homeless around on the streets. And unfortunately, that happens a lot. And so this program and these social workers really work with vets to try to make sure that doesn't happen, or if they reach hard times, they try to get them off the streets and try to get them into affordable housing, specifically because they are vets and they have options. And then these last two, this one talks about adult protective services, specifically for the elderly, what that entails, what that looks like, what would be kind of your daily duties if you were to kind of go into seeking advocacy for like adults who have maybe aren't able to care for themselves. And like we learned in previous modules that maybe that they're getting taken advantage of, and we want to prevent them from that happening, whether that's money stolen, violence against them, anything physical, mental abuse, all that kind of stuff. And then this last one, just because it's not available doesn't mean that you can't watch it. You just can't watch it on here. So just go ahead and click on this link and it will bring you to the YouTube video that is important. Again, this talks about adult protective services and the duties and responsibilities that kind of go with that. So again, another good video, quick watch. Make sure that you just go ahead and click on this link to get to it, though. It doesn't let you watch it just like the other ones. All right, so after you watch those and read these chapters, you can go ahead and do your assignments. So you're going to have your Module 8 discussion, your quiz, and then the third part of your term project, which I will get to in a moment. So if you click on our discussion, it's going to go over here. And this one only has one part, so you don't have to do two parts this time. So this one's going to talk about the elderly, and it talks about a few of the major issues. And I know that it might not sound like an issue, but loneliness is really a huge trend among the elderly population. And it's because if they move into elderly senior care centers, a lot of the times they don't have a lot of family, or the family doesn't come and visit them often. So they're kind of stuck and isolated, and they become lonely, or maybe they live in homes by themselves. Their family isn't around. Maybe they don't have family. And again, that loneliness sets in, and that can be detrimental to not only their health, but their longevity and just their lifestyle and everything. So these videos kind of really highlight that. And some of them are kind of sad. So if you watch this and you're like, oh, geez, maybe call a grandparent or reach out to someone, because we all can get lonely, especially if we don't have friends or family around. So for this discussion, just kind of talk about and think about how those physical and social changes as you're getting older, how those are going to look and how the loneliness and isolation could be impactful. And I think that sometimes when we're younger, we really don't realize like, oh yeah, like, you know, those are the elderly people. That's not going to be me. That's going to be all of us one day. And we want to make sure that we're supporting our elderly because again, that's going to be us one day. And we want people to support us when we get to that older age in our lives. It talks about community programs and social initiatives that could be implemented. So just go ahead and kind of think about those. And we talk about elderly orphans when they lose a spouse and then all of a sudden they're living on their own. I actually have a neighbor where that happened to. He lives on his own. Thankfully, he has a lot of grandchildren and great grandchildren that come visit him. Along with his kids. So it's nice to see that he's not just alone and isolated like some of these other elderly orphans are. And then we talk about different issues that the elderly face. So this could be anything that you think that would be helpful as a strategy or suggestion that you could address or employ to help with a social issue that you kind of see. And so just, again, define what that is and maybe like how you would address that. That could be a couple sentences right here. So just a few questions and just, again, critical thinking to try to maybe help out. And it could be specific to you. It could be kind of like a general thing that other people could do. However you want to answer that. There's no really wrong answer as long as you answer the question. And of course, like always, use your APA references in there. And that will be your discussion. All right. So I want to go back here to the second part. So if we click in here, by now you've already submitted your paper, you've already submitted your video presentations, and now you're just going to do your 3 peer responses. So this is the fun part where you get to kind of look through everybody's different presentations and you get to see them speaking and presenting what they found out about themselves, what their interests are, and you get to respond to them. So just make sure that you're responding to 3 people. You get 30 points for each of those peer responses, and all the instructions and all the outlines are in that term project instruction PDF that you have. So if you have any questions, again, let me know. But this is the last part of the term paper. I should say term project, which was the paper, the presentation, and now your peer responses. So that's going to be it for this class. So I really hope you enjoyed some of the different topics and videos that you guys reviewed in this class. And really, this was just supposed to kind of open your eyes to the different options that you guys have going forward, whether it's in behavioral health, social work, something in psychology, or health services related. We as a department, social behavioral sciences, are here to support any of you in any sort of way that we can. So if you do have future concerns or questions of a field that maybe a career you want to go into, or if you want to seek out employment, around Bullhead, Lake Havasu, Kingman, anything like that, and you're not exactly sure how to do that, you can go ahead and reach out to any of us. We are here to help you. And we want to support you in whatever journey that that you have ahead of you. So it's great to have you guys, and I look forward to maybe having you in a future class or helping you find something in the community that you want to work for. All right, great seeing you guys, and have a good one. Bye.